welcome aboard. It's nice to have your company. Thanks for checking in with us here at Canada's Weather Network. My name is Anwar, and I'll have your week forecast coming up. First, we do some fishing out in the Halifax area. You know, you'll have another day of fair conditions before it starts to change. Big story in the works here is this low pressure system with an elongated trough. So it is not only influencing parts of eastern Canada, Ontario East that is, but also western Canada across Alberta with some thunderstorms. So this is all working together. It will slowly lift up to the northeast, sweeping across Quebec and then Atlantic Canada, but it's going to take its time because we're in a blocking pattern. So it's basically stalled out over the lower Great Lakes. So you're going to get rounds of rain before it starts to lift out of the area. And how much? Well, significant amounts. As you put it all together through early Saturday, some areas could see maybe upwards of 2 inches, up to 50 millimeters of rain. Can't discount the chance of some embedded thunderstorms. And that's why some of these amounts will be on the high end in various areas. Now, the forecast looks like this. So this is again below where we should be. Normally 19, 20 degrees, 10 in Toronto, 12 in London, 15 in Sudbury. In fact, better conditions in northwestern Ontario, warmer values and certainly a fair amount of sunshine. For Atlantic Canada, we've seen some drizzle and fog across the Avalon Peninsula. There's a few showers embedded in the Maritimes, but overall pretty dry until the system starts to move in. And you'll see that late Thursday evening. It's a west to east progression, and then it becomes rain, some strong winds, and just a very raw feel across the board into your weekend. Now, 4 degrees is the high. You should be 10 or 11 degrees in St. John's for today. Not in the cards. 10 degrees in Sydney. We'll get some sunny breaks as mentioned. And then as you move a little bit further west, 11 in Fredericton, 9 degrees expected in Moncton. There's that trough line generating enough lift that's going to give us some thunderstorms. I don't think it's going to reach severe limits, but that being said, with the risk, there could be some pea-sized hail, some strong winds, as well as some heavy rain, localized activity. This is the area of concern as indicated here in yellow. And as we take a look at your actual forecast, so you're close to seasonal in Winnipeg, close with some sunny breaks. You're half the norm in Regina, 10 degrees. You should be close to 20. Calgary, 12 degrees, well below. In fact, this is your 7th day in a row where you're well below the seasonal mark. We start to get improvement though, certainly for tomorrow across the board. And then for you in British Columbia now, it will be, generally clearing up across the southern areas of BC. So some sunshine, decent values. New system comes in along the central northern coast. That'll be late Thursday into Friday with some periods of rain. But let me show you the forecast across the board. So 15 degrees. I know you should be at 18. But nonetheless, one of the bright spots in the country, 16 in Victoria. We have 12 degrees in Tofino. And then as we look a little bit further north, Bella Coola, 15 degrees, some scattered showers in the forecast. I want to show you the overnight because we do have some patchy frost, the risk thereof in parts of the Maritimes, dropping down to 3 degrees in Halifax. Again, this is all well below the seasonal mark. 5 in Thunder Bay, 6 degrees in Edmonton, 8 degrees in Vancouver. And then you'll start to see that warm up again as we get into the forecast pattern for the next couple of days. But all eyes will be in Atlantic Canada with a system coming out of Ontario.